Hey guys, how's it going? Isaiah here at Sophos Survival. We're really excited for this video because we're gonna make enchiladas for the freeze dryer. And this recipe is just kind of our family favorite. And normally we do it with tortillas, but since we're going in the freeze dryer, tortillas, when you rehydrate them, they tend to get kind of soggy. And so what we decided to do is we're gonna do rice, lay down a bed of rice on the trays, and then just do the enchilada sauce and the chicken and the cheese over the top of that and freeze dry it. Because then that way when we go rehydrate it, rice does a lot better than tortillas. So anyway, we're just gonna run you through this video. We'll time lapse the whole thing and so you can see the whole process, but then after the video is over, we're gonna put the recipe in the comments and that way you guys can go home and you can try this yourselves. So let's dive in. Okay, so we've got the rice here. We already pre-cooked all that in the pressure cooker. So there's our rice, our chicken that's been marinating for about half the day today. There's our enchilada sauce mixed with heavy cream, a little bit more rice, and our cheese. Pretty simple. It's a really simple recipe actually. And we're just gonna layer it on here. We'll do the rice, then some sauce, chicken. If we have enough sauce, maybe we'll throw a little bit more over the top, and then cheese. And then that's going straight in the freeze dryer. Okay, so as we get to this stage, sometimes I get a little carried away, and my wife's laughing at me because I don't know if those are gonna fit in the freeze dryer. I'm kind of known for overstacking my trays, and this is definitely a repeat of that. I'm gonna try to kind of squish it down a little bit, and then I'm gonna put these tray stackers on and see if they'll fit. That's about the same amount of clearance as you get in the freeze drying, the freeze dryer unit itself. So I do get carried away when it comes to cheese, especially, and sauce. So I don't know if this is gonna fit, but we're gonna sure try our best. Squish it down in to fill in all the little cracks here. The more cheese, the better. Okay. All right, so now we will garnish a little bit of cilantro. Normally the recipe calls for a little bit of sour cream over the top too, but I think I got enough sauce on there and I don't have room. So I think we're gonna skip the sour cream on this batch. I think it'll be fine. Okay, and then these tray stackers, you want to come here close, babe? What you do on these stackers is you put them on almost like they're upside down. And you do that. And then this tray stacks on top.
Fits.
Does fit. It's touching the bottom just a hair, but I think we'll be okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pre-freeze this whole thing. Yeah, that one's kind of resting on the food a little bit. Oops. Okay. Yeah, it's a little tight. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. We're gonna pre-freeze the whole thing. So on the freeze dryer, when you pre-freeze your food, you save yourself quite a bit of time on the cycle itself. So what it does for the first several hours is it just sits there and freezes. And then after it's frozen rock solid down to about -20 degrees or so, then the vacuum pump turns on, it freezes for a little while longer under vacuum pressure, and then the heating elements turn on and it slowly starts ramping the temperature of the food up. So by pre-freezing, you save yourself a lot of time. And these tray stackers have been really, really awesome to help with that as well. It's nice because they're stable and you can stick them in your freezer and you're not like trying to stack trays all over and it's not tipping and sliding all over. So anyway, all right, we're gonna go throw these in the freezer and then we'll jump to the freeze dryer after that.
Okay, so this is just funny. I went to go try and pick up that tray and it was so heavy. Those trays, so we want to see how much it weighs.
24.5 pounds of enchiladas. That's awesome.
That's really funny.
I'm really proud of that.
Nice.
Okay guys, so now we are at the part where our food is frozen and our freeze dryer is ready to go. So on the freeze dryer, when you turn it on, there's two little sections or two little buttons and it'll say frozen or not frozen. And this is frozen. So what you do is you turn on the machine, hit frozen, and it'll actually pre-freeze the machine down to 32 degrees or less. It's actually 17 degrees right now, but it's nice and cold and it's ready for my pre-frozen food. So this is 25 pounds of enchiladas. And basically we're just gonna take these and they are frozen rock solid. And they actually fit great. I was a little worried that there wasn't gonna be enough clearance in there, but it's actually gonna work really well. Okay, so we'll take those little tray stackers off. These tray stackers make this really, really easy. Okay, there we go. I am going to put the pad in there. You want to make sure you tuck that pad in all the way so it doesn't hinder your seal. Close that up, hit continue. That's it. So it'll go into this freezing cycle and it'll freeze for a little while longer. It's already frozen, but it just wants to take it down to a certain temperature. And then it will turn on the vacuum pump and freeze it while it's under vacuum pressure for a little while. And then it'll go through the drying cycle where the heating elements turn on and it will slowly start to ramp up the temperature of the food. And as the temperature of the food comes up, the moisture in the food actually sublimates, or it goes straight from a solid to a gas is what sublimation is, and it sucks it out and it freezes to the outside of that chamber. So we'll just let it go and we'll finish the video once we get to the next stage. Okay guys, process complete. Come check this out. Up here on the screen, it'll actually tell you how long the freeze dryer's been going. I knew this was going to be the case because I filled those trays so full, but it took us 60 hours and 43 minutes to get here. It actually finished in the middle of the night last night, and then it went into what we call, or what I call, suspension mode. And so, like, if the freeze dryer finishes in the middle of the night or in the day when you're working, and you're gone and you can't get to it, then it will just sit there under vacuum pressure and frozen, so your food's not going to get ruined. It's not going to thaw out. But basically what it is, we're at negative 41 degrees, super cold in there, and 60 hours. So basically what we'll do is we'll hit, we'll open up the valve, we'll take the food out, and check it. And that's so awesome. And what you want to look for is you want to make sure that it is nice and lightweight and crispy and crunchy. So we'll take a piece of that. Now this is the chicken, and it just falls apart. It's just totally dry. And the rest of that you can push on it and you can hear it crunch. And that's exactly what you want. If you wonder if there's any moisture left in there at all, you want to just keep it, add a few more hours to the freeze drying time. But this is all, it's good. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that out, we'll portion it out, package it up, and we're done. So let's do that.